5, 4, 3, 2. Are we live? Yeah. This is the Ozzy and Sid Report. Again, thank you for coming and tuning in to the Ozzy and Sid Report. And we are going to start the Ozzy and Sid Report. Sorry for the hiatus, meaning I wasn't on yesterday and I wasn't on Monday. But me and Sid, we was on Tuesday. But we, like I said, we getting better. We're getting more current, more curiosity. Curiosity, is that even the word? I don't even know. But never mind all that. Yo, this is viral news off of 2 views. Again, this is where you get your viral news off of 2 views. I don't care if 2 people are watching or 2 billion people are watching. Yo, we're going to get this content out. We're going to get this takes, this news out. Yo, and sometimes people just need to hear it. And sometimes I just got to get some stuff off my chest. Yo, shout out to my host, my co-host, my guest co-host, Sheed and Sid. Again, that Sheed and Sid and Sheed of the Straight Shooters 94. Yeah, the Straight Shooters 94. Straight Shooters 94 is other part of this conglomerate. They provide you all the sport, not the sports takes, not just the sports news and the sports highlights, the sports intel. That's how good they are. Like, it's different when somebody be like, yo, I got the takes and I got the current news on all the sports. I got the highlights all together. Now I got the intel of the game on the NBA, the in and outs, the boxing, all that. Yo, that hits a little different. Okay, it ain't the same. Okay, you can't tell me any different. Yo, hey, go check out Big Sheed. You know, Mr. AKA nothing but net bish. And Sid, Captain Fall in Line himself. Sometimes he got to put down the law and order. You feel me? But yeah, thank you again for coming in and listening. Just in case I forget, yo, always make sure, get the bag, get that money on, and go make an impact. It ain't gonna be a long live tonight. No sir, no sir. It's gonna be pretty basic. Like I say. I'm gonna do um I want to run down some quick topics because since my co-host is not here, and not really, I ain't gonna blame him on him. Really is because I started this late. I gotta get better at this joint, bro. But I am, cause like I said, yo, man, real life. I know I be saying that a lot. It might sound like but I just be reminding people, yo, I got real life over here. You feel me? But that's a good thing, cause it's all about balance, people. All about balance. So, let's get to it. Let's start off with the weather. Another nice little sunny day. Texas, it was a little on the, of course, Texas, a little warmer side, but not in them 100-degree days. Look like up north to my people up there in Philly and Jersey, they got some mild weather. I don't know. I think it was like still decent and warm. But again, yo, I think we're gonna have some wild weather coming up. We're gonna have some wild weather. Yo, check it. Like I said before, some other videos, the earth is kind of moving like seconds faster. Anytime the earth is revolving faster, it's gonna offset some stuff. So basically, it's like you just basically let's take a basic example. You take a bottle of water and you shake it, which that water is gonna become what's the word? It's gonna be interrupted. It's gonna be a little chaos to it while you're shaking that water. It's basically the water ain't gonna be lying still. So basically what I'm saying is, the earth is spinning faster and the world is 70% water. It's gonna be a little shaky out here. So don't be surprised when you get some craziness when it's offset weather. And all right, so let me get down to these financials. Texas Bitcoin, TEXIT coin. Okay, it's the Bitcoin in Texas. My people are listening and you down with the financials, I'm trying to make some investments. I'm trying to tell you, go check it out. That joint is over. It's damn near $3. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? It's damn near $3. And when I seen it in March, and probably I seen it in the end of February, but most likely probably March. or end of February. I for sure seen it in March. That joint was at 28 cents. You hear me? 28 cents. So you trying to tell me that now coin and it's damn near $3? Again, yo, do the math, people. I ain't gonna break down the science. I told you I had to do a quick rundown. Again, not because I'm a host, but I gotta get some better scheduling. Shit, I know if you on the East Coast, it's damn near almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Over here, it's damn near 1. But hey, I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated to the game. The people, like Mitch said and paid in full. Yo, I'm like a ball player out here, bro. I'm like, what he saying? Like Akeem, I'm like Elijah, I'm like Patrick Ewing. I forgot the names he said. He's like, yo, I love this shit, bro. This is like, I'm just like, I'm in the league. Like, yo, I gotta say dedicated to the game, bro. I'm married to the game of getting this message out to the people. Because honestly, I got a lot of messages to get out. I've had a lot of experiences. And being educated and having a lot of experiences with them two combinations, yo, I'm trying to tell you, I got some always got some wisdom and some content to give you. Um, yeah, check out the Texas coin. I'm trying to tell you. Another thing in financial news, this is where because I was googling some CD rates. And not CDs, not the old school CDs back in the day. Not that. Not I don't know what's another acronym for CD, but I'm talking about certificate of deposit. Again, I'm talking about a certificate of deposit. They call it a CD account, right? This is another way to put your money aside. You don't even need a lot. You can sometimes some of them start off at 500. Okay, you don't need a lot, but guess what? Back in the day they used to be high. It used to be like you could see the account, some down there, some of them was like 10%, so and then it's kind of like got lower, and then they were getting like 6 and 5%. Sometimes you were lucky it would be 7%. And I'm not exactly, this is not like completely accurate, but on kind of approximation on these numbers. And then of course when we had the whole thing with the economy going up and down as it does, I mean, that's just what it does. Um, they started hitting like 2%, 1.9 and 2.5%. And a lot of people got away from them CD accounts. But let me tell you, yo, forget all that recession talk and the housing, the crisis in the market and the chips. The chips not getting what happened during COVID. The chips weren't coming in, computer chips, the microchips weren't coming in, and they mess up the economy with the shipping and the embargo and the import and the exporting, and then like the whole economy. Let me tell you something. These CD accounts, look them up. Don't just Google it, be like, yo, CD rates high. They're gonna say no, they've been on a downward, obviously, because back in the day. But compared to where they was at 2.5%, and now you can start getting these joints at like damn near, some of them I've seen some of them over 6%. A lot of them you can get over 5%. Check out your local credit unions. I know for the most part, I know I live in different areas. Everybody lives in different areas of the country, the internet. Everybody is in different areas of the world and the universe. But from what I've been seeing, because I got family all over, what I've been seeing, because I be checking the banks in different areas, I've been seeing these CD accounts, they've been on more of an uptick. And on top of that, another little secret nugget. Yeah, little Denver nugget. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. That good brother right there, yo, Carmelo, because he did with Knicks, played for the Nuggets. So yeah, I had to shout out to him. I just thought about the Nuggets. Random thought. But anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand. Yo, another little financial nugget that you might want to know is savings accounts, they actually used to be good again with interest rates, with compound interest. And a lot of people, honestly, they kind of forgot about that. Why? Because again, they super drop. A lot of them was just on an average. People weren't even looking for the interest rates, but you used to get a good little 5% on it. So, um, guess what? Guess what? If you go to these online accounts, and I can't think of the ones offhand, but you know all these online um bank accounts, the ones that be like, hey, you want a new way of banking, don't come to a regular brick building, a brick and mortar, and you know all the commercial, because they got all these fees and you have to have your money at a certain account, and if you use ATM too many times there's limitations. Basically, those online banking platforms and systems, yo, check out them saving rates, because I've seen, like these CD accounts, I've seen some of them almost close to like 7%. Now, when I say almost close, because I've seen some like over 6%. Now, it probably changed, but go check out that. So, that's my financial news for tonight. Um, yeah, let's get into the sports. Now, I gotta look at the highlights on this game, but it looks like Thursday night football was definitely something to watch. Um, Man, what was the score? I just had the score up. I just did. And the only reason why your boy didn't get to catch the Thursday night football is why? Again, because I was busy. And it was just tired. I had a long day. But that's what it was. Green Bay Packers defeat Washington Commanders. Score was 27-18. Okay? 27-18. If you know, the Green Bay Packers did have a nice little pickup. Um what? Okay. Yeah. The Green Bay Packers had got a nice little pickup on their team. And that is Micah Parsons, which is crazy. Cowboys gave him up. So just giving you a little quick little takes for the Green Bay Packers. They do have Micah Parsons over there. And yeah, man, that Green. I need to watch the highlights of that game. Like, woo, because Washington is tough. They are. They a tough squad. I gotta look at, because you know I'm an Eagle, the devout Eagles fan. The only other team I honestly back when I was younger, it's because I was younger, and then my favorite color is red. I like that maroon and red and the gold was the 49ers, because they had Steve Young. They had Dion was on there for a little bit. They had Terrell Owens. They had homeboy, what's his name? Gore. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. I think it was Gore. They had a Squidnard. So yeah, that's the only other team, but that was as a kid. But home allegiance, yeah, it's always been the Eagles. But I am watching our whole division between the Giants, between Washington, the Cowboys, and us. Yeah, everybody ain't that sorry this year. I know the Giants, I think they already had lost one of their first games, but I'm still watching everybody closely, because all these teams made big moves, including us. We made big moves. But yeah, them Green Bay Packers defeated them Washington Commanders 27-18. Now, from what I saw when I was a little piecemeal of the game, I saw it was up and down, because lately, yo, the NFL is coming out strong, and I think it's just going to be a strong season. Bottom line, period. It's still, like I said, shout out to my brother Kaepernick. He took that knee. So, hey, it's like one of the things. It's like one of the, I'm just, the reason I keep mentioning Kaepernick is because I'm just surprised. Like, I'm not surprised, but it's crazy how the cop shootings was happening. And that's why the knee happened. And it was like, it had to be against the NFL for a little bit, but it's like, it's just crazy how they marketed the strong. They changed all that around, you know. They switched up their messages in the, because yeah, taking that knee, yeah, that was a big thing. Jerry Jones told a little Dacky Dak, "Hey, you better take that knee. If you don't take the knee, you fire." But you know, like I said, Kaepernick, he took it and he's still strong. So I just want to tell people, you know, just don't forget the moments, you know, because that's just how the dynamic America is. Like, for real, like at the same time, while we like things, there's always some history behind it. What we might agree with, we might not agree with. You feel me? You feel me? So, yeah, it's like one of them. Hey, I support the players. It's basically what it is. In football, I just like football. I just like football. I just like it. So glad the season is back and strong. Um, what else we got? Let me let me take you on to some interesting news. Some little interesting quick takes. People, with these EVs, the electric vehicles, just to let you know, I'm not gonna go into the details because that would be a long. Like I said, I gotta go through this stuff quick. There's a lot of topics, but I'm gonna be touching on these topics again. Um, Moving on to some interesting stories. Now, there's communities, small communities out there is recognizing this. So let's give it some backstory. The electromagnetic field is a real thing. If you know about the atmosphere and the different levels, like the stratosphere. I think there's a stratosphere, is there ecosphere, a xylosphere, something. I can't name all spheres. There's a spectrum of, not a spectrum of what your orientation is. There's a spectrum of light and things like that. And the electromagnetic field, and also remember, um, it is known that that's why they said they could test the electric magnetic pulse from your heart. Like, it actually gives off like real energy. That's why they say when you can actually feel energy, you can, the scientific study, they can see the human energy. But the type of electromagnetic field I'm talking about out there is how it's affecting the environment. People, not too long ago when this 5G was coming out, there was a lot of regulations, government regulations. There was a lot of environmental people. They were like, yo, we don't need this 5G. Why adding into it? Because basically with this Wi-Fi signal and broadbands, we taking this data is taking up more space. It's going somewhere. Even though you can't visually see it, it's there. It's naked to the human eye, but you can feel it, you can see it. This 5G, everything going electric, segueing into these electric vehicles. So the 5G wave, that's a real thing going on right now. It is infecting our environment. On top of that, you have the electric vehicles. Everybody wants to go electric vehicles. First, it was like the gas, because again, it's hurting the atmosphere, creating global warming, the smog, all that, so far, all that stuff. Okay, cars give off gas. Gas creates fumes in the air. It affects the atmosphere, like the air, the atmosphere, smog and all that, pollutes the air. But everybody's like, yo, EV, EV, EV. EV's not polluting the air because it's just electric. Electric does come from somewhere. It's still got to be generated from a source. So now there's studies where the electric vehicles are indirectly affecting the bee population. Follow me, boys and girls. And for the slow people in the back, slow people in the back. Anyway, y'all, the electric vehicle is indirectly affecting the bees. If you affect, I don't know if people know this, if you affect the bees, which are very crucial to our ecosystem, and affects the pollination. If you're affecting the pollination, that's affecting our air, our water, our trees, our damn near our atmosphere, like by the whole. Again, the electric, just look it up. There's studies of the electric vehicle. I'm not just pulling this out. Are indirectly affecting the bees. If you affect the bees, that affects the pollination. If you affect the pollination, that affects the whole. It affects the photosynthesis. It affects the air. It affects the pollen. It affects how our trees and our flowers are growing in our air. Look that up. Another interesting take. What I've been seeing lately, and this happened with Kanye. When Kanye started going to his little mental bipolar and his crazy rants, okay, and Kanye's Kanye, and he was talking about the drug, what was that? The old Fetty, the old Fenty, that fentanyl, that fentanyl. Remember, because we didn't hear too, we heard about the opioids and all that. We didn't hear too much of this fentanyl until Kanye came onto the scene. Not saying he's responsible, but he was talking about the Fetty Wap. Shout out to Fetty Wap. You talk about fentanyl, and then all of a sudden, fentanyl just boom. Everybody knew about it. Like, what? Now Diddy goes to trial, and remember he was talking about that pink, uh, oh, that pink nose candy. I don't want to say the word. I don't know what YouTube's going to do, but you know, the pink Yola, pink cocaine. Um, and another thing, one of the drugs they kept pulling up besides Astroglide. Yo, can I start seeing Astroglide everywhere I see? I see Astroglide at 7-Eleven. I see Astroglide in every damn near supermarket, Walmart, Target. I see Astroglide. Yo, just checking out at Starbucks. Hey, would you like a bottle of Astroglide with your coffee? Like, yo, chill out. See Astroglide when you go into your McDonald's app, getting your points, and you're like, whoa, wait, what? I can get an Astroglide on top of that? Like, pause out, chill. Yo. And now I think about it, I haven't been really, man, that's good. I haven't been on that at McDonald's. I'm telling you, yo, take care of your health, man. Take care of your health. Go brown bag it. I just had to throw that in there because yeah, I've been minimizing a lot of fast food since the top of this year when everybody said they want to get healthy. Yeah, I've been staying on top of mine. But anyway, he was talking about ketamine. It was known as like the fake horse tranquilizer. Ketamine, all in the Puffy, the P. Diddy trial. Mr. Diddler himself kept talking about how Mr. Puff Daddy, Mr. Take that, always about the ketamine. And then all of a sudden, now, since the trial has kind of, mild down and it is simmered down, now ketamine is at the top of the charts. Like it's like the number one single out there. Like it's at the it is the topic. It is the it thing because why? I haven't been out looking up, and it has nothing to do with algorithms. I have not been looking up anything with ketamine. I've not been Googling about ketamine. I haven't been trying to think about ketamine. The only thing I really, as far as like consumption of like vitamins, anything health, anything to improve the body, workout plans, doing CrossFit, things like that. Um, anything fit like different workouts, what vitamins up because like I said with the GMO, you gotta look at these vitamin supplements, and I'm looking at raw root vegetables because I like to juice those and blend those and drinking and see what does what. That's my algorithms as far as something that I'm consuming in my body and to improve the health of it. And it has not been ketamine. Ketamine has been heavy in these YouTube ads. I don't know about anybody else, but if you look at YouTube, all the Instagram, TikTok, yo, ketamine has been popping. You know how they talk about microdosing. You see in the title, they talked about microdosing. They was talking about because it was shrooms. They were like, yo, we find a beneficial in microdosing shrooms. It's basically fungi. That's all it is. Shrooms ain't nothing but some molded up fungus, which is a mushroom, and people back in the day it was more of a drug, but they're like, no, this is actual beneficial of to this microdose, which it is better for the health. It's the main thing. It opens up the mind and things like that. Keeps you kind of regulated if you got some mental issues. Um, Microdosing with the mushrooms. There was another thing they was talking about microdosing. I forgot what it was, but anyway, I didn't think they was gonna start microdosing ketamine for mental health and mental stabilization and stress and anxiety. And I'm like, what? Weren't we just 5 minutes ago just saying that ketamine was the devil's sauce, the devil's juice? Like, nah, ketamine, what? The pink Yola, is you crazy? How many parties is this man having? Like, it was like ketamine and Astroglide was going through the Puffy trial. Like, it was seen as the nastiness. That's what it was. That's the only word I could think of, was seen as the nastiness. Like, it was the devil's nectar, like the ketamine. Now all of a sudden they flipping ketamine off in the microdosing, and I'm seeing the legit YouTube ads. It's like the first thing they want to like, you know how the ads go, and you see like the ads are more pushing for all health benefits. So they're like, say, are you looking for I don't know, I'll say anything like better water? Are you tired of just like your regular water? Oh, we got this new alkaline water. Try this. Are you looking for a new multivitamin? To make sure you have your energy up, or like the new coffees, which I do like the new coffees. Like, hey, we got the new coffees that they actually put more ingredients, and basically they're pumping them with more vitamins, alkaline minerals, and things like that to make the coffee better, because they know people function off of coffee and things like that. So it's just not pumped with caffeine. But in the midst of these ads for health benefits, they putting in ketamine. So all I'm saying is, what is it with when these celebrities when they were on these drugs, and at that time, the way it was portrayed, it was getting high. Like, yo, Kanye was like, yo, they just put me on fentanyl. And he was like, yo, I had to get off fentanyl because for some reason I think his adverse effect was making him fat. He was like, yeah, I had to get it. He was like, for a minute, I had to get away from the fentanyl. And now fentanyl is going crazy in the streets. Now, P. Diddy was talking about the ketamine he was using on his little freak off parties, like freak off marathons. And now ketamine is known to be with the microdosing. Like, what? I don't get it. So those are my little weird takes because I just seen that popping off. Like, I'm a very observant person. What else going on with the political news? Yeah. Me and Sid, Captain Fall in Line, we was talking about, we briefly talked, I'm gonna keep talking on the subject because it's not gonna stop. Trump, obviously, he's going on a tour in the US, sending in the armed forces, the National Guards, the gang, the Air Force, the Navy, the Special Ops, the Navy SEALs. You call it, boom, they there, knocking at the door. Martial law, Homeland Security. Hey, what you got going on back there? Like, that's what they doing. Like, boom, 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 boom. AT, I think was it that song with DMX? Boom, 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 boom. I'm at the door, ATF, something like that. But yo, Trump kick in your doorway in the 4-4, yo. Shout out, recipes to Biggie. Trump is basically saying, yo, we taking the battering ram, we coming into the next city. So he did DC. They keep talking about Baltimore. I don't know, did they effectively go in Baltimore or they still working on that? I know they did DC, they did Chicago. Now he's saying, yo, I'm about to go to a new city. So now it's like, yo, now I'm just really following this. What's the next city you think he's going to go to? I'm not thinking no opinions it takes on this, but I'm just wondering what's the next city he's going to go to. That's more in this political news. I went over a lot today, and one of the things I want to leave off with is, well, before I get to the feel good story, because I hope we have more of this. And well, I'm gonna go to the feel good story real quick. No, not feel good, just the good news. New Mexico providing that free healthcare for the children. You gotta do it for the children, for the kids. That the children are our future, like Mike Jack said. Um, and the reason why I kind of bring this up, they was killing Obama with the healthcare when he wanted Obamacare. And before anybody says anything, I'm not telling anything else about the man, because there was all this criticism about Obama, like what did he really do? Obama actually wanted to do a lot in the beginning. He really did. But we all know the system shut him down. Ain't nobody greater than the grid. And let me tell you something. When Obamacare came out, Obamacare was really just going to be free. It was real basic. He was like, yo, unless you make over 200 of them things a year, unless you making that 200 grand or 150 or whatever the number, whatever that magic number, which you could, most common sense people like, well, yeah, if it's at that number, I think people can afford healthcare. And he was breaking down like how the big house size of the household. He was like, yo, unless you over this number, you're gonna pay something and you can still use some Obamacare and get a discount. But if you're under that, basically it was just gonna be legit free. So guess what New Mexico did? They ain't making it free for everybody, but all the kids, rich, poor, whatever, middle class, it don't matter. Kids in that state is free. So and before people start saying, oh well, the only reason why they're gonna give it for free is because they trying to backdoor some money and they doing this. All I know, hey, I'm glad the kids got free healthcare. Period. That's honestly how it should be. It should just be free across the board. So I kind of say that to say this. I'm glad Obama kind of started that rhetoric with the free healthcare, because at least somehow, some way, it kind of inching his way into like the American system. And it looks like because if New Mexico's doing it, and I think New Mexico might be a red state, if they're doing it, I think it's going to start catching like wildfire in a good way. And I think it's going to start going on to other states. And matter of fact, because I like to do real time research, um, let me see, states with free healthcare for kids. And I think I looked this up earlier. Uh, nah, that ain't it. It might just be New Mexico for right now. I don't want to keep you long, but I think there was another state that was put into the legislation. But yeah, it might just be New Mexico right now. Um I've been seeing that pop up here and there. I'm like, yo, let me check this out. Yo, New Mexico, free healthcare for the kids. That's a good story. So, um, oh, and people, nah, believe me, we gonna get back to the news and me covering how the streets is slowly the street life, the street gang, the no snitch policy, all that. Yo, coming out of the Young Thug, Lil Woody, these rappers getting into all that. Yeah, we still gonna cover that because yo, Young Thug had a hell of an interview. Woody is out here, or what they want to call him, Woody or Woody. He's out here really like just honestly changing his life in front of our eyes, which I respect that. People like Whack 100, they really trying to take down like all this whole gang. Like it's kind of a nice little evolution amongst ourselves as a people, as black people that we taking on. As black people that we take. I kind of like the Woodies and the Whack 100s. Even like the Charleston Whites. Even some people might not. Everybody might not agree with them. But the good thing is, if you kind of listen to the message and not the messenger, they are starting to denounce all this ish. They really are. Um, and that's why when people say, "Hey, do we really need Trump coming in the streets with the National Guards?" Because we are starting doing some self-regulation. But we're gonna get more into that story. Um, and that takes me kind of segue in. People talk about how many black people have we been being portrayed online, and these social experiments are real. Let me bring this in full circle. Um, Outside of the positive black images that we have of us online, our community, our culture, our heritage, our ethnicity. Um, if you black and people that look like us online, we've been seeing just, of course, a lot of thotty behavior, a lot of IG models. We've been seeing just a lot of violence, a lot of street gang activity going crazy. Like literally criminals just doing crimes online. People just talking about their crimes. Just just the young rappers talking about what they doing in the songs and then they just post it on social media. The whole gender, like black women versus black men, like just dudes making this prison life looking like what it's really not, but they trying to make it glorify it. um the single moms with the government assistance, uh just all the negative light of black people. Really believe there's a lot of social experiments on there. And it's sad to say some of this starts off from like these classrooms at these universities, tier 1 universities. Yeah, your Ivy Leagues, in these political science, in these psychology, in these philosophy. That's how some of these social experiments start. And what I'm getting at, if you black, pay attention to these social experiments. Oh, the agenda getting pushed on black men trying to make us look sensitive. Not the whole of you are if you are of the LGB etc. community. Not if you just of the community and that's just your lifestyle, your orientation. No, not that. Let's separate that completely because everybody always getting confused. No, I'm talking about this feminizing agenda of the black men and taking away the masculinity and just watering being just the whole nature of being a black man. They're watering it down, trying to make us look weak, trying to make us look less than, belittling it, minimizing it, the minimizing. I couldn't get that word out last month. Now I got it. The minimizing the stance of being a black man. Period. Not even being a strong black man, not even being athletic, being smart, just being a black man. Period. They're pushing that agenda and just our health, the health that they push on us. I did a take about the GMO food, the health that they're pushing in the black communities, and then the way we're dying in the streets, often just offing each other. Period. Going to prison. Depopulation is real, people. Again, I'm gonna say this: depopulation is real. Depopulation is real. Now, when I was on Twitter before it was X, I was kind of talking about this because the people that y'all love, the person that y'all love to hate, Dr. Umar, he was talking about this depopulation. I was listening to the videos and I was talking about it on Twitter. I was saying, yo, Depop, and I did on a couple podcasts before I started doing the Ozzy and Sid report, which is strong, and we say it's solid. Push this content out. Back a little bit going past 2010, because I was into the Good Kid, Mad City album. I was heavy into that album. Why? Because he was talking about the whole depopulation, how they trying to take us out. We had COVID. You hear Bill Gates talking about, yo, it's too much. We need to conserve what we got and reserve what we got. Yo, depopulation is real amongst the black community. Look at all the negatives going towards us. Majority of it always kind of, if you really look into it, it circles back of us not progressing. Now, depopulation, obviously, using common sense. Main thing is basically people not existing no more. Basically, is mainly just saying that a group of people is on the verge of extinction. A group of people on the earth or on the verge of being just deleted, non-existent. Okay, like mass extinction, endangered species is a real thing out here. And I put jail in there also because jail's a form of depopulation. Why? Because you're physically removing people out of society. So yeah, they may come back, but now even if they come back, a lot of the time they're getting unalive because they might return back to the same activity, or they might get unalive out of the jail system, or if you're taking away somebody that's like 30 and you give them 40 years in that 30, and they could have been a very prime member at 35, you could be the president of the United States. They could be very productive members of society. You put them away for 20 years, or if they're in and out, that's a form of depopulation because you're removing them. They're not adding to the community, to our culture, to our heritage, to our ethnicity. They're not adding to the black community. So now you remove them. If you remove the fathers out the home, you got that. If you're pushing the agenda of feminizing black men, you're taking away that because now they're not thinking about having kids. And with the economy, less people are just having kids. With the health and the food, black men are dying. With the violence in the street, all this stuff leads to depopulation. So if anything, black people, we are all of the different, we have cultures within our subcultures, within our cultures. We have different ethnicities within it, but we are all one. God damn it. Let's just get it. Bottom line, we us. This is it. All that. Forget all the arguments and the conflicts and no, but I'm this type of black and you this type of black and that black and this. Nah. Bottom line, you know, you black. You got that melanation up in your skin. They are trying to decrease, and our population is decreasing. That is one of the, I'll say it's probably top three. That is one of the top three things that is on the agenda for us. So think about every time you might have, even if it's you, because I always say start with yourself. I look at myself too. That's why main thing what I do is outside of just maintaining my family and keeping them strong, I concentrate on my health because I ain't trying to depopulate myself just through the food and not concentrating on my health. Because we all there. We all had COVID. COVID made a lot of people's health inconsistent. Now, some people got really healthy during COVID. Some people really did. Some people concentrated, stayed on their health. But a lot of people, most of us got it. And I had records like, wait a minute. Nah, let me get back to my healthy self of what I used to be. And of course, life started lifing, having kids, doing that was going to slow you down. But with having kids during that time, because most of my kids are building a family, all came around COVID, and then getting in relationships, all that. But then I was like, wait, I knew myself before. I was, let me get back to this health because I don't want to depopulate myself. So black people, just remember, the depopulation is real. Whatever we can do on the positive side of anything, pushing us forward, progressing us forward, let's do that. Because whether you want to agree, whether you want to disagree, agree to disagree, disagree to agree, whatever it is, whatever the subject is, whatever you want to, the gender wars that we got between each other, black men versus black men, black women versus black men. Oh, y'all ain't doing what you need to be doing. Hey, yo, let's shut all that down. Why? Because while we in the middle of arguing and not getting with each other and pushing us forward, another form of depopulation. Like I said, join is real, and it is here. I'm gonna have some more takes on it, so I'm gonna kind of slow it down, end it from here. Check out the Straight Shooters 94 again. Check out the Straight Shooters 94 with my guest host and co-hosts Sheed and Sid and Sheed. Yo, get the bag, make an impact. Thank you for tuning in to the Ozzy and Sid report. We're gonna come with more contact. We want to touch a lot more on these subjects. And thank you for watching the Ozzy and Sid report. This is your man, Ozzy Oz. I'm out. Hello, New World.